We'll kick this off. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining us. I get to interview and talk to Nicolette McGannon with you guys today. Nicolette I recently got to know her, and she's just got an amazing business, and she's a good producer. She's a good builder. We were just talking about she lives in San Clemente, California, recently moved there. If you guys don't know about that place, it's pretty amazing. We went and visited there, and my wife was in love with it. But Nicolette, I'm going to pass it to you and let you give a little background about yourself, and then we'll get into some tips on building an agency.
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me on this call. I'm super excited to be here, and hopefully help somebody, even if it's just with one little tiny thing. I have been in insurance I've had my license for almost 5 years now, going on 5 years. And I've been with FFL for about 3. I have sold insurance, I've built a team and lost a team, and then I've built a team again. So I have made a lot of mistakes, learned from a lot of my mistakes, and honestly just excited to continue to do so. Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I'm excited.
So, Nicolette, first of all, I want to talk on that point right there. You built a team and lost a team. So I was looking at a plaque that had our top 20 producers from 2017. Okay. And only 3 of them were still with me. Now, for those of you guys watching, we had 7,500 people last year get paid. And you go, man, that's crazy. But I'm like, you know what? I've lost a lot of people, and people have tried to get me to stop doing this. But I was like, I'm just going to keep going, and I'm going to outlast everybody. How did you overcome people quitting on you? And what was that like?
Yeah. I mean, I look back at it now and I realize a lot of the reasons why that was. There was a lot of mistakes that I had made from like a leadership standpoint, in terms of like steering people wrong, leading people wrong, and not setting people up for success. At the same time, this business is not for everybody. I think this business is fantastic. It's absolutely changed my life, but I also understand that it is not for everybody, and that's okay. I look at this as like my job is to show up every day and do the best that I can for myself to continue to be better, be a better leader so that I can lead others. For the people that do want to come into this and make it work and are going to push through, like my job is to be as good as I can and be the best version of me to help them. But it's not going to be for everybody, and I'm okay with that. People are going to come, people are going to go. Like whether it's agents that are going to come in and they're going to quit, or I mean, I also have no problem. Like I'm pretty realistic with people telling them like whether or not I think it's something that's going to work for them or not. Like the last thing I ever want to do is drag people along something that they just aren't really passionate about. I have always known since day one when I started in this business that there was like, I was committed. Like I was not going to quit. I was going to figure it out no matter what, no matter how hard it got. I've always had that mindset from day one. Have I wanted to quit? Yeah, absolutely, many times. But getting to a point where you want to quit and actually quitting are 2 very different things. So I don't judge people when this doesn't work out for them. I look at it a lot more like inwards is what did I do wrong? Where are maybe some mistakes that I made that I could improve on and do better for the next person that comes along to work with me?
That's awesome. Now, how important is it to stick to the plan, even if someone else is not? And then also, what are the mistakes you think you made?
Yeah. It's very important to stick to the plan. Like I said, when I started in insurance, I mean, I just made that commitment to myself that I was going to figure this out. I saw the opportunity for what it was. I saw the long-term vision. Whether or not I knew how or when I was going to get there, no idea. I just knew that I was not going to give up and not going to quit. So it's very important to like, if you're going to make that decision for yourself, to stick to it. And especially when things get hard, like remind yourself, like I made a commitment to myself, like I'm going to keep going and I'm going to figure this out no matter how hard it gets. I think honestly, a lot of the mistakes that I had made at the beginning was, um, I came into this, I started selling insurance. I wanted to master selling insurance before I started recruiting. Cool, great. I did that. I was selling in-home when I first started. I started selling this business transparently, just with the mindset of like, just sell, 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 do whatever I can to like push the policy and sell, like, and get a check and keep going. And if I got a chargeback, I just keep running, keep running. That's what I was doing. And so therefore that's what I was teaching people to do too. I was struggling with chargebacks. Therefore, every single person that I had brought in was going to struggle with chargebacks. So that was probably the biggest mistake that I had made. And from that, like really, when I lost a lot of those people and I've dealt with roll up debt, like it was a really a time for me to look inward of like, what was I doing wrong? And it was me. It was my sales process. I wasn't doing things the right way. So how could I teach people how to do things or expect them to do things the right way for themselves? So it was really a look inward moment for me where I had to honestly sit back, pay off a lot of roll up debt, suck it up, put my head down and figure out how to do this business right. And I did. I figured that out. I figured out how to get my persistency, my profitability, honestly, to a much better place. And then I was able to teach people how to do the same. Now I'm confident when I hire somebody into this business, I know how to sell insurance. I know how to keep business on the books. So I know that I'm going to be teaching people to do it that way and do the same thing. If people are coming into this business, they're getting paid, they're not going anywhere. But if people
Mhm.
are coming into this business and they're not getting paid, they're going to fall out real quick. It's very difficult to keep going in this business when you're not getting paid. I've been there, I've pushed through it. But if you can come into this business and teach people how to get paid and stay paid, they will stay.
Yeah, I love that. Now, what are the things you've done to teach your team for quality, persistency? And kind of what I'm hearing is like the first time you built it, you were just chasing the leaderboard to throw numbers up, but it could fall off. It might not have been solid sales. There might not have been follow up, and you had a bunch of chargebacks.
Yeah.
Now you're training people not necessarily just to look good on the leaderboard, but to write business, get it to stick, get it to stay in place, keep them profitable, help them keep money in their bank account, and really teach them how to run a real business. But what are those things like? What does it look like if you recruit someone, you bring them in? How do you do that?
Yeah. I think it all starts with the sales process itself. We are not anybody, and you can ask anybody on my team, like we are not pushing a sale just to push a sale. It starts with the sales process and you as a salesperson. Are you asking the right questions? How are you going through that process? Are you actually figuring out what the value is for this person before we're just showing them options and pitching a product? Are you pitching them a product that you think is fantastic? Or are we pitching them a product that's actually solving a problem for that client? That's going to be the big difference in terms of the sales process at the end of the day. From there, I mean, when I first started, I'm going to be honest, I started in home. So it was like we were in the home, we were there, we were great, boom, you were on to the next, you were constantly moving. I wasn't doing a lot of follow up with my clients either. And then when we pivoted to virtual, it was a whole different game. You're on a phone call with somebody for 20, 30 minutes. It's really hard to build a relationship with people in a short amount of time like that. Done, move on to the next. So something that we do now is I explain to people now, especially when I'm hiring and recruiting as well. I explain to people the way we get paid and really what it means to get paid in advance and what that looks like from the insurance company so that people understand coming into this. This is what I tell everybody is the way we get paid. This is not a one and done phone call. This is not a one and done sale. I compare it to real estate. When you're working in the real estate industry, you're working really, really hard with a client for a long period of time, making no money to earn that really big commission at the end. This is the opposite, right? We're working maybe for a very quick, short period of time to get paid a lot of money very fast, but the expectation is that we're maintaining that relationship on the back end with that client. So that's how I look at it is it's like I'm building the relationship really quick, getting the sale right away, but then I have to now maintain that relationship long term. So how do I do that? Follow up with your client. Sometimes it's the simplest things and it sounds so simple to say out loud. Like I kick myself that I didn't think about this at the beginning, but like make sure your client got their packet. Hey, it's a quick text message. Hey, Mary, did you get your packet in the mail? A week, 2 weeks later. No, they didn't get it. Great. Guess what? If you sell somebody something over the phone and they don't get their insurance packet in the mail 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, and they never hear from you again, they're probably going to panic, be like, what the heck did I do? Probably going to cancel on you, right? People lose your phone number, things happen. Like, make sure you follow up with your client. It's so, so simple. If your client calls you, answer the phone. Answer the phone. I used to not do that. I was scared. When a client would call me, I wouldn't answer the phone because I was worried they were going to cancel on me. No, answer the phone. 9 times out of 10, it's, hey, I have a question about this. Hey, I didn't get my packet. Boom, we can fix it. Good to go. Also follow up with your clients 30, 60, 90 days. Check in with them. Hey, do we need to like adjust the coverage at all? Hey, did you read make sure the beneficiary's name is spelled correctly? It could be something so small, but it's just keeping yourself top of mind as the insurance person so that if they do have a question, they're going to remember, oh, Nicolette's my agent. They're going to call me first before they call the insurance company or before they talk to somebody else, and then they cancel their policy. It's little tiny things like that that make a huge difference in your retention.
Yeah. So that's huge. What helped me a lot was learning a little bit about the customer, like about their dog. So Nicolette, do you have a dog?
Yes.
What's your dog's name?
Shadow.
Shadow. And do you have kids?
Nope.
No kids, not yet. So you're a dog mom.
Yep.
Okay. So when I'm writing a policy, I'm gonna put down Shadow's name.
Mm-hmm.
And when I call Nicolette back to see if she got her packet, I'm gonna go, hey, how's Shadow doing? And dude, just those little things of the importance of that they're like, this person remembered these things helps persistency a ton because it's the feeling that you're giving the customer that it's like, oh, I'm important enough for them to remember. So I love that though, like just making little notes about the customer to remember and make them feel good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nicolette. So when you have people come on, because there's a lot of people on here, and this business can feel really lonely sometimes. And I don't know if you're watching this, if you're like me when I was new, but I felt like a lone wolf, and I would want to go dial by myself because I was embarrassed because I think people would laugh if they heard my phone script and if they heard people hang up on me. And you do something interesting, which a lot of teams do now, but you dial and train in front of people, right?
Yeah.
So tell us what that looks like.
So my team is 100% virtual. We do everything over Zoom. So from a training standpoint, like I'm usually doing training with agents on Zoom, like one-on-one or two or three at a time on one, going through script training, psychology of the sale, all of that. But then from there on the day-to-day, it's like you have to be able to like hear each other to get better and to learn. I like I said, I started in homes, and so the learning curve was very, very different because you're sitting all by yourself in a home in front of a client. I would have to mess up the sale and then call somebody after and be like, hey, I think this is what I said. I think this is what happened, and get coaching. And it took a lot longer to figure it out. We sit on Zoom virtually all day long. We're in little breakout rooms. We're unmuted. So whether we're brand new or whether we've been here for years, we're unmuted. You can hear the client and what they're saying, which I also think is extremely important. And then you can also hear me and what I'm saying, or a new agent, and they can share their screen and I can help coach them through an application. We have new agents, they wear like one AirPod in their ear so they can hear like the Zoom through their AirPods. So I can literally give them live coaching. And then they're on speakerphone with the client. Yesterday, I don't know if she's on here, but I have a new agent. Her name's Liz. And I was getting my nails done, and she's like, hey, I'm on a call. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I hopped on Zoom. She's got one AirPod in. I've got an AirPod in. I'm like giving her live coaching while I'm getting my nails done for her to like be on Zoom with this client. So that's how we do things, is like all live coaching. But it's fun. Like you have to make this fun. Like you said, you can't just be a lone wolf, like sitting in a room by yourself. Like we are in business, yes, like for yourself, but you are not by yourself. Like this is still very much like a team sport in my mind. Like we have to use each other, lean on each other in order to get better. It's only going to take you longer to figure out. You're making it harder on yourself if you're just isolating and just staying like in a little bubble, or you're scared to unmute. Like nobody cares. Everybody sucked. If I tell people, I actually have recordings of my first like script role playing from 4 years ago, and sometimes like I'll send it to people. I'm like, listen to this. You tell me if you think that sounds good. Like I sounded terrible, 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 terrible. But if you're scared to like unmute and get help, like it's just going to take you longer to get it figured out.
Yeah, that's huge. You saying they had an ear pod in their ear that reminded me of Kamala Harris's debate.
It's like I'm like it's literally like I tell them I'm like it's like you're a spy. Like you just need to have the AirPod in. I'm in your ear. Like I'm gonna just I ask this question. Did you ask them that? Hey, ask this. Hey, go ahead and say this. Okay, now this. And they go through it, but it's like they learn really quick. And like I just want to get people paid. I want to get people paid. Like people, you have to make mistakes to learn from your mistakes, but it's like however we can get you paid the fastest, like that's my goal. And if somebody's gonna unmute and have the and be listening and like there you go, and they can repeat back everything I'm saying, they're gonna get paid a lot faster than the person sitting there on mute and hiding in a corner because they're scared. Like you got to get paid in this business.
Yeah. Now, I've noticed that like there's days where I don't feel like building. And it's interesting because building, you don't see the result for 90 days. So that's why it's tricky. Like if you're going to be a big salesperson, you're going to see the results right now, like this week. But
Mhm.
if you're going to recruit, you're not going to see results for 90 days. So it gets kind of discouraging until you hit that 90-day point. How did you get through that, especially the days where you don't see results, you don't really want to do it, you like you have it on your calendar, but you're like, I'll just go make some extra sales. Like, what was your mindset there?
Yeah. I think of it as selling, and if I'm just selling insurance is for me. Like selling insurance is for me. Yeah, I can get on the phone any day. I can make a sale. I can make money. Selling insurance is for me. Building to me is much more selfless. So you have to be willing to sacrifice, in my opinion, a lot more. And it's not about me. I'm not building for me. I'm building for other people. So during that time, yes, it's hard to get somebody from square one up and running off the ground. Like I work more hours when I'm building and when I'm training than when I'm just sitting by myself selling, especially now that I've been doing this a long time. And for anybody that's been doing it a long time, maybe you've mastered your sales process. You probably know you can get on the phone, you know what you got to do. You got to buy X amount of leads, and I can get on the phone and dial for half a day and probably make $1,000. Cool. Like you've got it mastered. Building is much more like it takes much more of a sacrifice, in my opinion, but it's not like the result of it is not for me. Like I building and helping other people, like seeing their success and seeing what this business does for them, that's what keeps me going. So that's what's motivating me through that 90-day time frame or even 6 months or a year of like, wow, this is getting hard. Is it's getting hard, but it's not about me. Like I have to keep going because this is somebody else now that I'm responsible for. This is somebody else that has put their trust in me. I have to keep showing up. I have to keep going because it's not about me. It's about them. It's about their kids. It's about their family. Like that's why I'm showing up and doing this. So that's what drives me to keep going. I have I've sold, I've built, I've lost a team, I've built, I've like slowed down on recruiting. And like whenever I feel the most like energetic, inspired, and fired up in this business is when I am recruiting, building, and bringing new people into this business. That is what keeps me going every single day.
And seeing their lives change.
Yes, it is such a different feeling. I tell everybody, like, especially on my team, I'm like, you guys have no idea. Like, trust me, when you have that first agent that you watch it just like that switch flips for somebody else. There is absolutely no better feeling in the world than seeing it happen for somebody else. Because it's like, cool, like I've done it, it's happened for me, like I know what I can do. But like seeing that switch happen for somebody else, like I literally cry like all the time when my agents call me and they're like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't do this a year ago, or oh my gosh, I couldn't do that. And it's like that feeling is 10 times better than anything I could do just like for myself.
That's amazing. All right, so I have a question for everybody on here. If you're on here and you've recruited before, have you ever recruited somebody who was a complete pain? Like they didn't follow anything you told them, they complain, they may be negative, you almost don't want to answer their calls. Can you drop something in the chat if that's happened to you? I'm just curious. Like how many people have experienced this? Only okay, so it looks like everybody has. So this is what I want to talk about. What are the red flags of someone who you may not want to work with? And then Kathleen said in here, you must set expectations from day one and follow up with them. I think that's so powerful. And like, you just don't really think to do it. Oh, James, yes, waste of time. Um, Okay, so the question is this. What are the red flags just to go not even start? Because I always said like if I don't have a good vibe with them, usually it doesn't work out. Or if they're demanding things up front, oh, Brett just said that. They demand something without proving anything. If they demand something up front, but they haven't done any work, red flag. What are some red flags for you, Nicolette? And then how do you set the expectations with people?
Yeah. I think like my team, like we have a very good like culture. We're all like very close. We get along very well. Everyone has a good like positive attitude. So when I'm talking to somebody on the phone or if I'm doing a Zoom interview with them, like you you kind of said it, it's like you have to like the people you're going to work with. Like these are not employees. Like they're your business partners. I tell people that. I'm like, I'm not hiring an employee. I don't care. I'm not going to call you if you don't clock in and out from 9 to 5. Like you're a business partner to me. Like, yes, when you're brand new, I'm going to teach you all these things, but like, you need to act like a business partner. I'm going to act like a business partner. And like, we have to get along. If we don't get along, if we don't like each other, if we don't vibe, that's okay. We don't have to work together. It doesn't mean you can't do this business, but maybe there's somebody else better to work with you. I think like red flags, a lot of things that people just mentioned there, people that, like all talk, no action. I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's get on the phone. Let's do it. Like, I don't care if somebody came from a different sales industry, they have other experience. Like I tell everybody, I'm like, you're brand new to insurance. You've never sold life insurance and you've never sold life insurance with me. I don't even care if they came from a different life insurance company. If they're going to come over here, I'd say, you've never sold life insurance with me. Even if they, oh, I tried FFL 5 years ago. Great. You never sold life insurance with me. So I train everybody and I tell them, I set that expectation. Like I'm training you the way I train a brand new agent who's 18, never had a job before from the ground up. Like then from what you do from there, like that's going to show me like, are you practicing the script? Like, are you coachable? Like you're brand new to this. So like, just kind of like seeing if they can almost like check them, especially if they come from a different sales industry, like can they come in and be a little bit humble? Like, can you kind of like come in, be brand new? Or are they going to come in with an ego? Ego doesn't really fly with me on my team. Like people that have a negative attitude doesn't fly with us on our team. We have no problem like telling people, hey, like this probably isn't the best fit for you. Like maybe you go find something else. But I think like setting the expectations, like I always tell people, like, this business, you can get out of it like whatever you want. Like success looks different for everybody. Some people might come into this and they tell me, you know what, Nicolette, like success for me is if I can't, maybe they're making, I don't know, $5,000 a month in like a corporate job. And they say to me, Nicolette, if I can come into this and I can replace that income and make $5,000 net income every single month, but I can stay home and be with my kids instead, that might be success for them. Now I know what their goals are. And so I'm not going to necessarily be pushing them to a different standard, like set expectations from me, but also from them. So I know where to meet them in the middle. And then if they're showing up to that, I tell everybody, I'm like, listen, I will give 110% to you if you're giving 110% to me. But the day you start showing up giving 50%, you're getting 50% from me too, because I have people that are giving 110%. So I tell people that right from the beginning, like the one thing I cannot teach you how to have is a work ethic. I can teach you how to sell. I can teach you the sales process. I can teach you the products. I can teach you how to run a business, how to run a profitable business, how to buy leads. Things like that can be taught. But what I can't teach you how to do is how to have a work ethic, how to have a reason why you want to show up and do this every single day. I can't teach you those things. That has to come from within. So I tell everybody that on like at the beginning on the first call, I try and figure that out. I want to know what people's why is or their reason why they're doing this in the first place. Like if they're just trying to come in, make a quick buck and do something on the side, like it's probably not going to work best with me. But if they're coming in and they're like, you know what, like this has happened in my life, this has happened in my life. I really want to like have a whole like change my life, do this. I want whatever it might be. I want to know what that reason is for them. So I just try to get to know people. I think that's probably like the biggest thing that I do is like I try and get to know people, figure them out. Like I want to have a relationship with the people that I work with as a human, not just as like, oh, they're coming in to like work for me. Like they're not a number to me. Like they're a business partner. They're somebody I want to have with me long term. So I need to learn about them. That's how I look at that.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I love how you're saying like you're okay with not working with them. And then I love how you're saying like if someone's super negative, do you just call them and tell them what do you
Yeah,
say?
I mean,
Because
I
you're
mean,
so nice. Like I can't.
I am, and I'm never like, I will never be disrespectful. I'm never rude. Like I am like, I try to be very kind, but like if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. I'm not gonna like ever come at anybody and be combative. But like I literally just last week, some people are saying in the chat, you have people that are gonna say they're gonna do all these things and blah blah blah, but they don't actually want to do the result. Yeah, oh, I built a massive sales team in a different industry. I've done this, I've done that. I'm going to be the top salesperson on your team. I'm just like, okay, great. Like, I don't count on it. And that's the other thing too. I think, my income is from my sales. That's how I view it. My income is from my sales. So I'm not looking at this as like, this guy's going to come in and he's going to crush it. And oh my gosh, like, I'm not banking on that. Like, cool, great. Like I said, like, I hire people like for them. Like, I want to see this opportunity change up, not for me. So I had this guy, right? He's like, oh, I come in, big sales team, big blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do all these things. Doesn't want to get on Zoom, doesn't want to plug in. Uh, just, a couple of things. Great. I said, hey, you know what? I think it's probably like best. We're probably not the best fit for each other. I wish you all the best. Like, you're going to crush it wherever you go, but like, I don't think we're going to be the right fit. And like, we're going to part ways because it's just not how I run things. It's not how I run my business. And kind of had a little bit of a negative attitude I was starting to see pop up. And that will infect the rest of my business. That will infect the rest. There was a couple comments, some people on my team, hey, that guy made a weird comment to me like this at convention. Cool. Guess what? These people are my priority. I've built this business with them. If someone's going to try and come in and no amount of money is worth it for me, for somebody that's going to like possibly come in and be like negative or be like a cancer to my business, to the people that have built it up with me. I'm protective of that. I'm protective of them. I'm not going to let anything come in and infiltrate that. So he's gone. It was
So
nice.
you had to learn that, right?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, through a lot of
The,
mistakes
the,
that I've made.
the hard way. I think
Yes.
we've all learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
My friend's teenage daughter just started dating, and me and him were talking, and he absolutely hates the fact that she has a boyfriend. But she was telling us that all these dudes give her the ick, so she keeps breaking up with them. And we were like, "What's the ick?" And they're like, "Just something that like totally grosses them out, and there's no going back from there." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, that's like specific agents trying to ruin your business."
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep. I'm
Now,
it's
oh, go ahead.
Get it out. Just get it out. Just get it out. Like there's only room for good positive energy.
Well, for everybody on here, I've learned something while building teams. And what I learned is majority usually wins. So if Nicolette has a really positive team and somebody comes in and they're negative, there's a good chance that they will change to because there's too much positivity. And that's ideally what you want to do. So if you and everyone else are working together, there's so much positivity, it will change someone's perspective that comes in. So a lot of times that can happen, which I always love because that's happened to me. Like I've been negative and I've gone to a meeting with people that are thinking on a higher level than I am in business and change my perspective. Like this morning I was telling an agent like just the chargeback thing, like Walmart didn't close their doors because people stole, which is a chargeback, or
Mhm.
people return stuff, which is a chargeback. They just factored it into their profit. So you don't just quit because you have these issues. You just factor them into your profit and you prepare for them. And the other crazy stat is Walmart's theft would be a Fortune 500 company. Just the amount of people stealing. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to give up on my dreams because of chargebacks. But people had to teach me to think that way. So
Mhm.
just getting around it, getting on these calls. Now, when you recruit someone, do you ask them to get on the calls? Do you ask them to get on the trainings? What are the non-negotiables?
When I hire somebody, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like I am not super like I mean the expectations are there, right? Like I think the calls are we post them on our group chat. Like that's for me to be like putting there for everybody to say, hey, this is this day, this is this day, this is this day. I can't force anybody to get on a call. They have to want to learn. But like by me showing up to all the calls or by the other leaders on my team showing up to all the calls, getting the knowledge from it, sharing that knowledge, then eventually they're going to either say, oh, wow, like they're actually getting a lot of knowledge from these calls. I probably should plug in. I'm not ever going to be like, you have to be on this call. And if you're not, like, I'm not speaking to you. Like, they have to like want it for themselves. But that starts by you as a leader doing it and setting the example first. I think that that's really important with stuff like that in terms of any setting expectations. Like you setting expectations, great. Like how do you set the expectations? You do it. You show up and do it. Like I'm on Zoom. I'm on Pacific time. I'm on Zoom at 7 a.m. every single day, and I'm on here until 6 or 7 o'clock at night every night. I don't take a 4 hour lunch break in the middle of the day. I eat, I run upstairs. If I have to leave the house and go get food, I'm gone for 30 minutes, maybe an hour at most. Like I'm on here, I'm working. Now I'm at a point where, yeah, maybe I don't have time all day to be dialing for full 12 hours a day because I'm training, I have other things going on, but I'm on here, I'm working. So if you're going to set expectations for people, you as a leader have to also be showing up and meeting those same expectations. They will follow you.
Yeah, that's huge. Okay, so we got a question here because I want to wrap this up with 3 questions that we will pick if you guys want to pop them in the chat. But let's see. What do you do when they attend meetings but still don't feel like they're learning anything? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Feel like they're learning anything new.
From like attending, okay, let me read the question.
So they're
What,
saying like they go to meetings, but they don't think they can learn anything new. They think they've heard it all.
I mean, I don't know. It's like it's like are they hitting the goals they want to hit? Like what does their income look like? Like I'm like, are you where you want to be? If you're where you want to be, cool. Great. Like, but if you're not hitting your goals, like, I mean, are they showing up on Zoom? Are you in an office? Like, are they actually doing these things on a daily basis? Like, is the activity matching? Just showing up and listening to a call isn't going to do anything. It's showing up, listening to a call, and then going and implementing what you're learning. Also, like, are you just showing up and listening to the call? Are you showing up to the call and are you taking notes? I also know like there's so many times like I get on the calls and like it's the same thing being said, sure, but it's going to resonate with people differently depending on number one, who's the person saying it, but number two, there's so many times like I think repetition is really important, but there's so many times like I've gotten on calls in this business and yeah, it's a lot of the same concepts, right? Eventually that's going to start to click in my mind where I'm like, well, shit, these people are saying the same thing every single time. Like, what is it that I'm missing? What am I missing? But them hearing it from somebody different, you never know how that's going to resonate. And you also don't know where people are at in their own like personal like space, their personal like journey within this. Like every time they show up to a call, like they're growing, they're in a different place than they were last week, a different place than they were a year ago. So how is it going to resonate to them now in their life too? So I think taking notes is huge, making sure they're actually implementing the things that they're doing. And if they're not showing up and dialing the phone, like that's really step one. When somebody's like, oh, I'm not learning anything new. I'm like, okay, well, how many presentations did you do today? Because you're going to learn the most by actually taking these things and doing something with it. That's how you're going to learn the most.
Yeah, I want to tell a quick story. So I've been to every conference, every training. I've really never said no to any meeting or training ever. And I've heard the same thing a million times, but I need the reinforcement even now. Like Nicolette, you watching you build your business the way you are and like the things you're talking about, I've heard before, but I've forgotten it and you're reminding me of it. So one, that's huge. But there was a meeting that I didn't want to go to, but I go to every meeting and every training. And this was in 2016. I still had not made it big. And they talked about something. This is what they said in the training. They said every appointment, ask the golden question, which was, do you have anything that acts like life insurance, like stocks, bonds, CDs, 401ks? Now I've heard it before, but that one time I was just like, I'm really going to do this now. And then it said, from there, you can book an appointment if they say they have a 401k or any type of retirement savings to present them an annuity. And for every 10 appointments that you have, you should be able to bam fam, which is book an appointment from an appointment, 3 annuity presentations. And from those 3 annuity presentations that you schedule from that week, you should be able to the next week write 1 annuity, which should give you an extra 5K per week in revenue because the average annuity is 100,000. The average commission is 5,000 on that annuity. So the next day I leave. Okay. I asked this dude the question at the appointment. He says that he has $500,000 and he doesn't know what to do with it. And he's been looking at annuities, but he needs someone to help because he just retired and they're making him move it. So literally the following day, I wrote this policy, which I had to call the SRS team and ask them like, hey, what do I do? Can you walk me through this? Because I didn't even know how to do it. But the commission ended up being like over $20,000. Now I had already been in the business for 9 years. And then there was so many times. So when people say that, I'm like, bro, I'm still going to the trainings. I'm still learning. I've been to like, I don't even know, thousands of calls and trainings, but I need it. So there's no way you know everything, and there's no way you don't need it. People like, I usually say like, don't even work with me if you're not going to get on all this stuff, you know? All right, let's get back to these other questions. Let's see. Oh, Brett, I was born in San Clemente Hospital. Let's go. All right. There was one of these questions I really liked. Okay. What is your goal with a new agent? And then I want to add to that. So, what do you do with a new agent that has no money?
I help them with leads. I get them aged leads. So I was a new agent with no money. I was a new agent with very negative money because I came from a different insurance company where I made no money. And somebody helped me with leads, and they were aged leads. They were like bronze leads that were bronze leads of bronze leads. But somebody helped me with leads, and I was extremely, extremely grateful for that help with leads because I needed it. And I picked up the phone, I dialed them, I booked appointments, I went and I ran in homes until I was selling policies and being able to like flip that back into my own leads. That's a very good question. When I do hire agents, I typically will help people with leads for their first week, 2 weeks, 30 days. I really set that up on like an individual basis with the agent. I'm going to start them at a much lower comp if that's the case, and I will buy them aged leads. And I am transparent with people. I'm buying you bronze final expense leads or whatever it is. And I'm doing this on purpose because they're going to get the most objections. They're going to have the most chances to get somebody on the phone. It's typically the simplest sale, right? 9 times out of 10 is whole life. So it's easy for them to master the sales process. So I start pretty much every new agent there. Some new agents, they're going to get that in 2-3 days. They're good. They've got it mastered. Great. They're like, I'm ready to buy leads. Perfect. Let's do it. Other new agents, they have no sales experience. This is their first time dialing people on the phone. It's going to take them a lot longer to figure it out. Maybe they're running those leads 2-3 weeks, whatever it is. Maybe it's a month. Teach them how to collect referrals on those leads. Teach people how to build a profitable business. But I tell everybody, I'm like, when I hire you, I'm going to start you at X amount comp. I start them at a lower comp. I'm going to provide you aged leads to dial. We're going to go through psychology of the sale, script training. I would tell them your script that I'm teaching you on is a basic final expense script. You need to master that before we're going to run a mortgage or a veteran lead or something else, because that's the bare bones of what we're doing. You're going to master that first, and then we're going to build on top of it. This is a momentum-driven business. We need to build on the skill. I also tell them if I'm going to help them with leads, hey, great, here's the goal. I'm going to help you with leads. Like we all know in this business, it's not perfect. Yes, we would love to get on the phone with somebody, close them right there. It's effective immediately. You get paid tomorrow. It doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes you have to wait a week or two for somebody to be able to pay their first payment. Great. I tell everybody, I'm like, as soon as you get your first commission, you're keeping it. It doesn't go towards anything else, especially if they have another job. If they have another job, I tell them your life insurance money is not your money until you quit and go full time. You open a separate account. You don't touch it. It goes somewhere else. That's your lead money. That's your lead money for when you do go full time. But teaching them how to invest into leads. I tell people, I'm like, I know there's so many different leads out there when like it's overwhelming. I'm like, yeah, there's a lead that costs $1 a lead. There's leads that cost $35 a lead. When you're brand new, Sure, if you want to start on the $35 leads, be my guest. I typically don't recommend it because you're going to run out of leads quicker until you've had it mastered. So that's usually like my conversation with the new agent. Also, so they understand too. If they like come to me like, hey, I've been down, great, here, try these. I'm just very transparent with people and I try and like help them build a skill set to be able, like I said, my goal is literally to have people be profitable in this business. I don't want people running out of money because they're spending, $1,000, $2,000 a week on these really expensive leads, but they don't know how to close yet. So that's usually my goal with a new agent. I think, Derek, you asked that question. Is it a race to 10K? Yeah. I mean, my goal, I usually set up for like a 90-day, like for a brand new agent, like here's a 90-day plan. I try to figure it out, like I said earlier, with each new agent. Some people have, like they said, hey, I'm making this much right now. If I could just replace that income and stay home, that's success to me. Cool. How are we going to get you there? Some people come in and they're like, I want to be making whatever they tell me their income goal is. I'm like, that's going to be like, that's a challenge. Let's go. Buckle up. Like, this is what you need to do to get there. Maybe that person needs to work 12-hour dial days to get to that point. Maybe somebody else is like, hey, this is what we got to do. So I really try.
Nicolette, how much money do you buy for a new agent?
I buy them like $150 of $200 of like bronze leads. So $200
Now,
on
what if they don't do anything with them? Do you give them to
give
someone
them to
else?
somebody else.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's an important thing if you guys are paying attention to this. She's not just forking out money and then not getting the return, because if they don't work them, she gives them to someone else. She's a
Or
lot
I
nicer
call
than,
them.
or you
I'll
call
call
them
them.
and close them,
Yep.
but
Yep.
you don't waste them.
No. Nope. No, no, no.
That's much nicer than me. I usually go, hey, go borrow money from your grandma and then buy $100 in leads and then make a sale.
Yeah. I just am like, I don't care. It's gonna come back to me, whether it's with you or with somebody else. Somebody's gonna make something shake out of those leads. If they complain to me, these leads suck, nobody answers the phone. Guess who's dialing them? Me. Guess who's gonna close one within probably the first couple hours? Me. And then they don't complain anymore.
That's huge right there. Okay, so let's see. Some agents have a negative mindset of aged leads. What would be a good suggestion to get them through that? Oh, that's such a good question.
Great question. I'm like, I honestly am just like, I started on age leads. I love age leads, but like that's probably what I would do. If somebody's gonna complain, oh, these leads suck or these leads, great, I'll take them then. I'll take them. I'll dial
I
them.
always just tell them they're new. I just
I,
don't say how new. I just go, hey,
I'm
here's
like,
some.
I just bought them. They're brand new to you. Nobody's dialed them. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't have a bad mindset about leads. I tell people all leads like suck, but all leads work. Like there's pros and cons to every lead type. Like it's extremely frustrating to buy a $35 lead. You call them and they say, I'm not interested. I didn't fill anything out. Like, okay, I could have a negative mindset about that lead too. You could. You realistically could. All the leads suck, but all the leads work. Like it's you. You need to put in the work. I don't care if it's 2 years old. I dial my leads that I bought 2, 3 years ago. Like it doesn't matter. Like a lead's a lead. It's a person that requested life insurance at some point. Call them, help them. Like super, super simple. That's how I explain it to people.
Yeah, no, that's huge. And then you know what's crazy? Like for all everyone building, when you first talk to somebody, that's not an interview of if you want to work with them. But when the second they get leads in their hand, that is the real interview.
Mhm.
Because they're gonna look good, smell good, quote freaking all these motivational books, sound good, tell you their resume, they were the top salesperson in 1998, and then they're not gonna make one call because they're scared, and then like, okay, I'm not gonna waste my time. But then you get this, you find someone who's like, there's no way this person's gonna do anything, and they're working at the grocery store and they're like, I'm gonna freaking work these leads to the bone and go knock on their door, and you're like, whoa, who is this guy? And he just has this burning desire to win, and you're like, okay, let me invest my time there. And what was awesome was at the conference, because before this I was working at the grocery store. What's funny is Brett on here worked at the same grocery store as me for a little bit. um, this dude at the conference comes up to me, he's like, bro, I work at the grocery store and I got 5 people from the grocery store in licensing. I was like, dude, I definitely want to do a call with you guys and help you all.
The grocery store is going to be calling you soon.
I'm gonna get a cease and desist from the grocery store.
From the grocery store.
All right, let's see. What comp do you start agents at? That if you're
Um,
gonna buy their leads.
I usually start them between a 70 and 80.
Okay. 70
And
and
then,
80.
and then I tell them, I show people the comp guide. I'm like, this is your goal for your first month. Submit 5 policies. You're going to move up here. Submit, once you get your 10K in a month, you're going to go here. And then 20K a month is usually 20K a month is 100%. I'm pretty strict on that. And then between that, it's like hitting those milestones in the first 90 days.
Okay, what are you automating? And I actually really like this question because some people automate too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like they think that the automation is going to do everything and get the person selling.
Yeah.
So what do you automate? What have you found that you personally do?
I personally, in terms of like training, I like to take a personal approach to training, more one-on-one. So I will myself actually go through a script training, psychology of the sale, and a very basic product training. Everything else, then I have them do like role play script and send me voice recordings. I listen to them at the end of my day to make sure they're doing it. That's really like what it is. Make sure they're actually doing it. In terms of like with clients, what am I automating? I have a CRM that does like automated text messaging to help me with follow-up. They'll send out, a 7-day, 30, 60-day, but it just sends out, hey, did you get your packet? It's my job to respond and actually like keep in touch with the client. And then from like a recruiting standpoint, in terms of like automation, I have some stuff there. I have a recruiter that sends an initial message for me, but she's not actually recruiting people for me. That's my job. She's just basically like finding them and almost like connecting with them for me and sending an initial message. And then it's my job from there to like respond. But those are some of the things I have automated. And then the rest of it is like me.
All right. So this is another good question here, and then we'll wrap up this call. And I want to share because there's a bunch of different ways to do this, but do you have new agents shadow you?
Like yeah, all day, every day. Because
Because
I'm
you're on Zoom all day.
yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't just have them shadow me either. I have them, I mean, we have a whole team Zoom. It's not just me and my team. We have like, Derek Colton's team's on, like Mallory's on. Mallory's another Hall of Fame. I tell people, I'm like, go jump in other rooms and listen to other people because you never know like what word track they might pick up from somebody different, like besides just me. So yeah, they absolutely shadow me, but I also have them like shadow and listen to other live presentations too.
Yeah. That's huge. What's your Zoom room? Can people check it out?
Sure. It's let me see.
Or no, do you not want people in there?
Well, here's the thing. If somebody's going to jump in the Zoom room, they need to have their camera on. They need to introduce themselves. Otherwise, I'll remove them from the Zoom. So,
Ooh, I like it.
yeah, we have pretty high expectations for the Zoom. Because
Did
I
you
mean,
hear what happened to us last week? Dude, we got our Zoom got hacked on our training with Sean Merriman on there, and these kids were smoking bongs and took over the Zoom, and we couldn't do anything. And then they started playing some really graphic, disturbing videos to everybody. It was
yeah,
insane.
yeah. I think yeah, it's like and everybody you should do that if you have your own Zoom, like you should be very like you need to know what's going on, who's hopping on your Zoom, like and if you are somebody that your team has a Zoom and you're getting on and you have your camera off, like just why are you getting on? Like just it's like being in an I don't know. Like it's like if you're gonna go in the office, like show up and be there. Like I just, if you're gonna get on with your camera off, it's like why? What's the point? So yeah, I mean it doesn't matter like whose Zoom room you're getting on if your team has one, whatever. Like be respectful, have your camera on, yeah, participate. And also like don't expect just to like come in and take like if that makes sense like unmute like let people learn from you too like it's a back and forth like in this business everyone's here to help everyone so yeah.
The truth is, like, your Zoom room is so helpful. You could probably charge for it. Like you're not doing that, but you got all these Hall of Fame producers on there, and then people just kind of take it for granted that we're sharing Like people pay $10,000 for stupid courses. We're giving stuff, you're doing it live for people for free. That's a recruiting tool alone. But the
Yeah.
thing is when you're talking to someone, you have to tell them that. Like, you got to be like, dude, don't take this for granted. You know?
Yeah. And I think it's really important as a leader, if you're trying to build or you are building, you have built, and you're like, you should have one. You should have one. You should be setting the example like for your own team. Don't rely on somebody else to do it for you.
Yeah, that's huge. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Nicolette, you're awesome. I'm glad to be in business with you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. And then for everyone on here, you want to build, get your people on next week. That's part of teaching them to build. Get them on this call next week. So, all right, guys, see you later.
Thank you.